Hi, this is Anna Kitney from Bourgeon, and welcome to our regular Wednesday Facebook Live. So today's topic is healing anxiety and stress. So before I dive in, I have to make a legal disclaimer. So in Theta Healing, we are not allowed to claim we heal or cure any disease or illness. However, what we're able to do is to use this meditational technique to tap into the body's own ability to heal itself. Okay, if you are on any sort of medication, please continue taking your medication and go speak to your doctor about changing medication, reducing your dose. But if you're currently on medication for any sort of anxiety or stress disorder, continue to take your medication. Okay, so now we've got the legal out of the way, and so let's dive into today's content. So the media is still having an absolute frenzy with what's happening in the world economy right now, and it's still doing a lot of the messaging around uncertainty, and it's causing a lot of people to be in a lot of fear. So just when you've kind of got yourself sorted, you've been meditating, you've been doing your morning ritual, your morning practice, your journaling, whatever you've been doing, you turn on the news, you listen to the radio, and as you're bombarded by messages of fear which make you doubt your power. So in earlier topics inside these trainings, we talked about claiming your power, connecting to your truth, listening to your intuition. So we've done some of that really deep foundational work. So today I'm going to specifically focus on stress and anxiety. So in fact, all diseases and illness are caused by stress. So when we go to the deepest root belief or deepest bottom issue, it's always linked to some form of stress. And as humans in a modern world, we're exposed to a lot of stress in our daily life, from stress in our environment, in terms of, like, for example, Wi-Fi, electrical cables, the toxins in our environment. Like if you live in the city, it's pollution, right? Bombarded with noise and things like that. So that's what we mean by kind of environmental stress. And then there's kind of I guess emotional stress. So perhaps stress that you're experiencing through toxic relations, for example. It could be in a toxic environment in a workplace, where you've got sort of certain relationships that are unhealthy for you and are creating unnecessary stress. Now, those examples may have started with something very minor, very small, and because you didn't address it, you didn't deal with it, it escalated. And so what can happen is, if we don't deal with perhaps bad behavior in a toxic relationship or a toxic workplace, we tolerate it. Okay, so we kind of like let things slide, we tolerate it, we get used to it, and our body actually adapts. Our body adapts. And so we adapt this new level of stress. And so science has discovered that if you take a 2-week holiday, not 1 week, 2-week holiday, you actually reset the brainwaves. Your brainwaves, if they're in a stress state, they'll be looking like this on an electroencephalograph, up and down. Okay, and so we adapt to the stress, and we've kind of created society of adrenaline junkies. They need the coffee to get them going in the morning, and the glass of wine to unwind at the end of the day. Okay, it becomes a very vicious cycle, and we get addicted to this adrenaline, this rush, this push, go, 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 get more done in less time. And this can cause this kind of erratic brain waves where we start to adapt this level of stress. However, that will take its toll on your body over the long term. Will take its toll over in your body, and it'll start to wear you down. If you imagine that you are driving in a car in fifth gear non-stop, eventually it's going to wear the engine down. Okay, so kind of emotional stress is due to a kind of our relationships, and the people we surround ourselves, the situations we put ourselves into or we find ourselves in, where we've adapted to this level of stress. At least we think we've adapted. We're kind of like coping with the day-to-day onslaught. And if you listen to my language as I'm talking about this topic, you might start to hear the beliefs, the kind of coping beliefs, that we have to endure it, get through it. That somehow you're being told that this is the way the world is, and you have to uh, cope in this modern day society, that you have to get through it, you have to adapt and find tools and strategies to cope with the stress. What if we could eliminate the stress? Simply eliminate it, that it no longer has to be a part of your life. What if that was your new awareness and your new choice? Okay, so I see people have joined us. So give me a yes if you would love to live without stress. Give me a yes. Give me a yes, so that I know that you are on the right training today. You want to be living without stress. Give me a yes in the chat. Okay, so while I'm waiting for those yeses, I'm going to start talking about anxiety. So The feeling technique is an incredibly powerful tool for transforming a lot of emotional blocks. Very, very, very powerful. And one of the common, in fact, I saw this recently with a very high level coach who was coaching someone on the topic of anxiety. And unfortunately, they did them a very great disservice, a great disservice. So I've got this little chart to show you today. So pay attention, guys, pay attention. Okay, it's my little chart printed out on my computer earlier to help you understand a certain concept. And once you understand this, this will be life transforming. Okay, right. So you're going to imagine this is the timeline, like a life timeline. Okay, and right now in your life, you've got your current fear and current anxiety. Maybe you're anxious about going out. Maybe you're scared you're going to catch COVID. Maybe you're anxious that you might lose your job. Maybe you're anxious that you're not sure what's going to happen next month with your paycheck, if the company is going to keep paying you. You're worried about maybe not getting any more clients for your business, money running out, not being able to pay your mortgage, not being able to pay your rent, not being able to pay school fees, whatever it is that's going on for you. That's your current, represents your current anxiety and drama. And what a lot of therapists and coaches do is they treat this. But this is a symptom. It's a symptom of an underlying problem. So in my post on social, I said, stop treating symptoms. You've got to get to the cause. What is the cause? So one of the beautiful things that I totally love about theta healing is you can connect up to the creator of all that is, universal intelligence, God, whatever you call that energy, in this very calm meditative state. You connect up and you ask, creator of all that is, it is commanded to be shown what is the seed or the source or the point of trauma that is causing my fears and symptoms. Okay, so the skill of a good theta healer is asking powerful questions. Okay, likewise with the skill of a really good coach, asking powerful questions. Okay, so if you go to a psychotherapist, they'll say, well, tell me about your mother, tell me about your father. Well, there's a lot of things I can tell you about my mother and father, but it's not specific enough. Right? So we give the energy of all that is a very specific instruction. We're asking for specific information to be given. Okay, here's what's going on in my life right now. This is my current story. This is my current drama. This is where I'm in victim, I'm in panic, I'm in worry, I'm giving away my, and this feels very real, guys. I'm not trying to diminish where you're at right now. If you are really fearful and scared and worried, I'm not trying to diminish that. All I'm trying to explain to you is this is not where you're going to heal the trauma. This is not where you're going to resolve your fears, because this is a symptom. It's a symptom of a deeper issue. So we go back to the seed. And so as I would scan a client, I would ask to be shown what is this, the seed or the point of trauma that is causing this. Because what happens is the creator will take me back in time, and it'll take me back to the seed where it all started. Okay, so give me a yes that you're still with me, that you're tracking with me. Give me a yes so I know that you're understanding where I'm at. Okay, fabulous. People don't live with stress. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Yes, JD, yes. People are treating symptoms. Absolutely. I mean, this is what medication does. It's treating a symptom, like depression medication, anxiety medication. It has its place. It has its place. There are some people that are so unwell, they need the medication as like the bridge until they can go through therapy, counseling, psychotherapy, coaching, whatever process they're going to be using to resolve the underlying issue, and then they can speak to the doctor about coming off their medication, tapering off until they no longer need the medication. My feeling is that medication definitely has its place, but I don't feel like it should be for lifelong. I don't feel like you should be taking medication for lifelong. I think every human should be aiming to stay well, be well, and take care of their own health, make it their own responsibility, rather than, well, the doctor will fix me, the surgeon will fix me. When I get sick because of neglecting my health, I haven't been taking my supplements or going to the gym, then I'll fix it later. No, you take your responsibility for your life and your health each and every day. This is your piggy bank, and you make an investment into this piggy bank every day, right? So I nourish my body with supplements. I take a whole bunch of supplements every day. I drink lots and lots of water. I exercise. I meditate. In fact, meditation is part of my job. So it's a win-win for me, right? So there's things that I do that I fill up on my piggy bank to ensure my well-being and wellness. Okay. So if I haven't been meditating, if I haven't been taking my supplements, I feel off. I don't feel right. I don't feel good. And I leave myself more open to disease and illness. Okay. So coming back to our seed. So You can spend years in therapy, years in counseling to find out what the hell is going on with your anxiety and depression, right? Or your fears, whatever that is. But a good theta healer has connection to spirit, to the creator, that can connect up and say, creator, show me where this all started. And so straight away, bang, I'll be taken exactly to the seed. So instead of going to years of therapy talking about this problem and the problem when you went through university and there were very, very heavy exams. I'm tuning into somebody online today. You had some stress around exams at university, thinking that if you failed those exams, that your future would be over, you'd never get a job, right? Again, it's not that deepest issue. Again, going back to another situation, and I'm being shown very critical parents who are very judgmental and very verbally abusive, that put you in a lot of terror and a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety. So when your father would shout, you would cower. And so it created some anchors around loud noises, shouting, going into fear, going into anxiety. Okay, so we're tracing it back. And so I'm sort of tuning to somebody online today. And okay, so it's very, very sad. What I'm being shown is a baby that was spanked and hit. So I can see the mother getting very frustrated. She's very angry. She's very anxious. She's feeling unsupported by her partner. The partner's got old-fashioned beliefs about the mother. It's the mother's job to take care of the baby. It's the mother's job to get to sleep. He's tired from work. He doesn't want anything to do with the baby. The mother has to bathe and wash the child. And so the mother gets so stressed and so overwhelmed, she hits the baby. And so I'm just being shown this baby that goes, oh, like this in the cot, okay? And this happened more than once, okay? So if you imagine this little baby, that there's loud noises, there's shouting, the baby's crying, and a baby's cry is always the way it communicates. Either it's hungry, it's lonely, it's tired. It's communicating through crying. So if the mother is exhausted and tired and frustrated and the baby's crying, Mummy, I need comfort, or Mummy, I'm lonely, or Mummy, I'm hungry, or Mummy, I've soiled my nappy, and the mother slaps the child, it's like, oh, it's not safe to ask for what I want. It's not safe to be loved. Love is abuse. So the baby may not have the language to explain what it's feeling, but all it's feeling is it's anchoring mother, it's anchoring crying, it's anchoring that I have a need and that need is not being met. I'm being punished, I'm being attacked, it's not safe, it's dangerous. So now we have a seed, guys. We heal this, we heal this. So the way you would heal this trauma is you would first find what we call the bottom or deep root belief, and that's through a digging process, and that's something you would learn on a Healing Basic course, where a trained practitioner would teach you this line of questioning. And this line of question essentially is to find the deepest fear underneath all other fears. So it goes like this: what's the worst that happens, and then what happens, and how did it make you feel, right? And you take the client to the deepest bottom belief or feeling. And as I'm tuning into this particular client today, that's kind of online today, is this feel of I'm nothing. I shouldn't even be here. It's not safe to be here. They never wanted me. I'm worthless. It's kind of like that energy. So I'm nothing, I'm worthless, as I'm hearing as the bottom belief. Okay, right. So if you imagine, guys, that you are trying to live your life, get a job, make money, get career promotions, find a soulmate, buy a house, with this fundamental belief about yourself and your place in the world, that I am nothing, I am worthless. Can you see how this might be a problem for you, right? And so it shows up in lots of different ways because the mind is incredibly complex. The way we anchor emotions and beliefs and experiences is very different for each and every person. It's not one size fits all. I'm not going to say that this seed is the same for everyone listening live or watching this replay. It's not going to be the same. For you, it might be a different trauma. For you, it might be a trauma from a past life, for example, okay? And the way you would find that out is with a theta healing practitioner who would scan you and find out exactly where that seed is coming from so that the practitioner can resolve it for you, whatever that seed is for you, okay? And that's where I feel like psychotherapy, psychology falls short. It's not able, unfortunately, to address past life unless you've got someone who is trained in past life regression, right? Because sometimes your problems started before this incarnation, right? You may have had a lovely childhood, but somewhere you're not functioning effectively because of something happened in a past life that didn't get resolved and is carried through this lifetime to be resolved. And it's showing up as this funky drama that's in your life right now, okay? So we find the bottom belief. Then what? Before we pull this bottom belief, before we make the command to the creator to release this bottom limiting belief, we need to find out how it serves you. What are you learning from it? Because the subconscious is very clever. It's trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you safe. So why would your subconscious want to hold on to a belief of I'm nothing, I'm worthless, I don't deserve to exist, it's not safe to exist? Why would it hold on to that? So the subconscious might say, or the baby might think, well, if I'm silent and quiet and I don't ask for what I want, it's safer, right? I don't get punished, I don't get attacked. If I'm invisible, then I'm not judged, I'm not prosecuted, and I'm not opening myself up for more abuse, right? So now we've got this belief that this child who's now an adult believes that they have to be silent to be safe, they have to be visible to be safe. Hence, if you're trying to build your business and your Instagram is crickets, it's because you're running this program of I have to be invisible to be safe, and it's showing up as no traction on social media, for example. So we've got all these other side effects that are happening as a result of this what we call secondary gain. How's it serving you to stay stuck, right? Okay, so we go again, it's through a line of questioning where we ask the client, what are you getting by staying invisible, staying small, and diminishing your power? What does this give you? So one of the common answers I hear is, well, if I stay small, then my partner can take care of me. He's the one that goes out and works. I stay home and take care of the kids. It's safer, right? Then it's like you've got somebody who ends up being dependent on their partner or dependent on government social services. So if I stay invisible, don't put myself out there, I don't get attacked, nobody's going to be judging me, so I can just keep getting those checks from the government that's going to pay for my welfare. Now, I know it's not the most positive kickback, but on a subconscious level, it's where the person feels safe. They feel safe in being small and diminishing their power because they're scared of being attacked. Okay. And so now you've got this poor soul who's grown up as an adult and has all these other trauma points because of this. So when we heal this, when we resolve this, all of these will collapse. We don't have to touch any of those other stories, and the way the person will feel about the scenario is different. So here's how it works. The practitioner would release this bottom belief of I'm nothing, I'm worthless. So guys, with your permission, can I release that for you? So if any of you who are watching the live or the replay, anywhere that you feel that you are worthless or nothing or insignificant, you don't deserve to be here, that you think your parents made a mistake bringing you into the world, you just want to disappear, can I release that, please? Okay, so if you give me a yes in the chat, I will do that for you. Thank you. Use your breath, guys. Your breath will bring spirit into the body and allow the energy to flow in. So, Creta is the healer, I'm the witness. And this change has been done on all levels, in all languages, all aspects. It can only work if you give me permission. So, a yes in the chat or a yes out loud, and then it will be done. Thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Good. Okay. And so part two, the secondary gain, how is it serving you? So anyway, you've been holding on to that pain and that belief because it was safer to stay small. Anywhere that you were afraid afraid of being judged by others, anywhere that you were afraid of being attacked or punished or prosecuted by others, anywhere that you believe that the world is a dangerous place, that the universe is a dangerous place, that God has forgotten you, and so it's just safer to be invisible, safer to be quiet, safer just to follow the status quo. Can we release that now so that you can claim your true power? Because God makes no mistakes, guys. Like your parents may have, accidentally conceived you, but their soul didn't. Their soul made agreements on what we call the fifth plane of existence, right? As souls, they made agreements with you to bring you into the world. So as humans, they may have forgotten, right? And that's not the case for everybody. As humans may have forgotten, but your soul and their soul hasn't. So there are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. So you are certainly not a mistake. Okay. So with your permission, can we release all these gains where it's safer to stay invisible, safer to stay small for fear of judgment, attack, prosecution, anyway you are scared to speak your truth, be heard, be listened to, be acknowledged, be respected, be acknowledged? Give me a yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh, this is very heavy energy. Just let it go, guys. Surrender. So allow this divine light to come into your space, in through your crown chakra, through your body, releasing this old story that somehow it's safer to be small, that somehow it's safer to give away your power because it is an illusion. In fact, it makes you more afraid. Again, in all languages, all aspects, all levels. Okay, good, good. Okay, right. So last piece. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. Stay with me. So now we need to become aware of there's always a lesson. There's a lesson for us. So as souls, we reincarnate over and over again. And often when we reincarnate with people that we've known from previous lifetimes. So my husband in this lifetime has been a husband of mine in past life. In fact, my son was a husband of mine in a past life, and my daughter in this life was my mother in a past life. In fact, my daughter remembers. She says, "Mummy, mummy, mummy, next time, can I be the mummy again?" I'm like, "Yes, next time. But this lifetime, I'm the mummy, so I'm in charge, right?" So I've got very, very spiritual children. So they remember. They remember. Now, sometimes, your father in this life may have been a brother in another life, or a business partner. And what we do is we play this game of chess to resolve karma, if you will. Now, the law of karma is otherwise known as the law of cause and effect. So karma is very misunderstood, guys. Karma is not an eye for an eye. Okay, if in its most simplest metaphoric state, karma is that the bird eats the worm, the bird dies, and the worm eats the bird. It's to do with the cycles, and cycles to bring in balance. Okay, so if you hurt somebody else in a past life, it'll come back to you not because you deserve to be punished or that you're bad, you need a taste of your own medicine. It'll come back to you because there's a law of balance. Somewhere your soul is saying, I wish to learn the other side of the spectrum. I've hurt others, so now I wish to experience the other side of the spectrum so I can know how it feels, so I understand the polarity between joy and pain, love and hate, kindness and abuse, for example. And in that polarity, we learn and we grow and we evolve as souls to return to the energy of oneness. That's like the short version. The short version. We talk much more in depth about this concept of karma in some of our advanced classes. So where we talk about much more advanced metaphysical wisdom in regards to how karma works, reincarnation, and balance. Okay, so tracing back to what I said earlier, that sometimes this seed is in a past life, okay, and it's come through into this life. Now, why would it do that? Because your soul is seeking to resolve it. It's seeking to understand. So if you take a pill, right, if you do some coaching around this story, this current drama, what you're essentially doing is you're putting a band-aid over a problem, a band-aid. And what it'll do is, yes, you'll have a temporary fix, you'll feel alleviated, you feel a bit better. But what happens is further down the line, there'll be other instances that will trigger this trauma, and there'll be other instances of anxiety, panic attacks, fear, worry thoughts, negative behaviors, negative patterns, destructive behavior, addictions. I mean, the list can go and go and go on. Now, I'm not saying these are all the things that could happen to you. These are some examples of what can happen to you if all you're doing is putting a band-aid over the current problem. So, guys, what you're currently facing in your life, it's the stress, it's the anxiety, it's the depression. It's only a symptom of a deeper issue that started earlier on, right? Earlier on. Once we heal this, guys, we release the belief. We find all the kickbacks or the secondary gains. We become aware of the lesson or learning. Okay. So I'm going to tune into the lady again who's listening live today. I'm not sure who it is, but the example of where the baby was hit. The lesson that I'm hearing that you're learning is you're learning how to stand up for yourself, how to speak up for yourself through abuse. right? It's like sometimes it's like the needle that broke the straw's back. It's the straw that broke the needle's back. That's how we say it. Is that, you know, as humans we can endure a lot, you know, attack, abuse, hardship, difficulty, and at some point we crack and we go, enough is enough. I'm done with this situation. I'm done with this toxic relationship, or I'm done with this abusive boss, or I'm done being constantly broke, or I'm done being used by people. Enough is enough, and you finally stand up for yourself. So if, and you know, I feel like you know who you are. Is it's like what you're doing on a subconscious level is you're creating painful situations that are pushing you against the wall to finally stand up and say, enough of this nonsense. I'm ready to claim my power. I'm ready to walk away from this destructive, painful situation, and I'm ready to claim my power. I'm ready to step up. I'm ready to take my responsibility for my life so I can move forward. But the way you're doing it is through a painful experience. On a subconscious level, we're creating painful situations. And these are opportunities to heal, guys, by the way. These are all opportunities to heal, right? But here you are on today's training. You're seeing this concept maybe for the very first time, like, oh shit, my problem is not this. Although my credit card debt, or my mortgage payments, or my shitty boss, or my bitchy girlfriend, whatever that drama is for you that's causing you stress and anxiety, it's not the problem. It's the current scenario that feels very real to you, and it feels all consuming, it feels very painful. This is not where you need to resolve the issue. You need to go back to the seed. And that's what the healing will do for you. The practitioner will be able to connect and see exactly where this starts from. And so when you heal this will resolve, this will resolve, this will resolve, and so will this. And so now the client understands, I've been learning lessons the painful way, because you can learn the lessons the easy way or the hard way. So years ago, I made a deal with the crisis creator, like no more drama. My job is to heal other people's drama. So I want minimal drama, thank you very much, because I work full time on people's drama, right? And so I learn my lessons through the stories of my clients. Every session I do, every client that I see, every coaching session I do, I hear the stories, I transform the beliefs, and I learn the lessons, right? And so that's how I'm able to learn the lessons. Now, the way that you can learn your lessons can be the easy way if you wish. There is no sign in the sky that says lessons must all be learned the hard way so that you remember your lessons. That's something that's been propagated in the collective consciousness, that like no pain, no gain, right? So then now we create all this pain on a subconscious level. We manifest, create painful situations so we can learn our lessons the hard way, so that we can be pushed against the wall to finally stand up. So guys, finally, this last download today, can we show you that you're worthy, deserving, it's possible for you to learn your lessons with grace and ease, that you can learn from the mistakes of others without you having to go through the mistakes yourself. Okay, would you like these, guys? Okay, thank you. Okay, let's release anywhere that you feel it's cheating. Okay. Okay. Because the energy of the divine, the creator, is energy of love. Why would love want you to suffer? So let's just show that you can free yourself from your own suffering, free yourself from having to learn things the difficult way, the hard way, and that you can learn your life lessons with grace and ease. Would you like this? Thank you. Ooh. Hope you're feeling this, guys. It's quite intense. Ooh. I'm seeing like generations and generations of struggle. Like some of your ancestors, life was hard for them because they didn't have refrigeration, they didn't have Wi-Fi. You know, there was no airplanes. Like for them, it was hard, but because it was hard for them doesn't mean it has to be hard for you, right? So just releasing all this old ancestral ties you have to this having to do things the hard way, having to make life hard, having to have all your experiences difficult, having to go through pain to get the win, having to go through difficult times so you can overcome them, so you can be the hero. All of that, those archetypes around the hero story of going through struggle into like success. Show that you can just go from one success to the next success to the next success, and learning your lessons along the way as you continue to rise. Great. Amazing. I'm just kind of seeing everyone's like solar plexus chakra like spinning. And so the solar plexus chakra is your seat of power. And I'm kind of feeling everyone's solar plexus really like revving up, and where you step into your power, you're now ready to kind of claim who you are, that you're done with the difficult path, you're done with the old story, you're done with the story of victimhood, and it's their fault, there's nothing I can do. Like all of that's like leaving. Okay, so I'm just seeing some cords attached to some people, and these are, we call them hooks and cords. They're like energetic cords that we carry to people and situations. So some of you guys are obligating people to hold you back, keep you stuck, disempower you. So are you ready to cut those cords? So we're going to bring in Archangel Michael with his sword and shield of light to come and cut through all those cords, all the people that you're obligating to hold your power back because you're scared to shine, you're scared to be amazing, you're scared to be successful. Let's just release all of that so that it's safe for you to be successful, it's safe for you to shine, and that you no longer obligate those people to hold you back, or that you no longer have to stay stuck where they are so you can belong and fit in. Okay, so there's a again, there's like a saying, the family that suffers together stays together, right? So some of you guys are staying in your suffering to belong to your herd or to your tribe, right? It's like, well, we are the martyrs. We've immigrated from this country. We've gone through wars, we've gone through battle, and this is who I am, right? And it's like this martyr energy. So just because some of you have come from difficult backgrounds where there may have been war or battle or conflict, or great struggle like famine and like great disease and things like that, does not mean that you have to stay there as a way to belong to your family, to your tribe, to your community, or even have allegiance to your country and your people. Okay, you don't need to stay in suffering to belong to your people. Okay, you ready, guys? Thank you. Good. Whew. Okay, fabulous. Okay, guys, let me know in the chat, how are you feeling? Let me know. That was like a turbo healing. Okay, Jasna, lots of yawning. It's intense. Yeah. So when we yawn, it's also how we heal. I've had clients who've done all sorts of things during healing. I've had clients who've burped during a healing, better out than in, I say. So yawning is also a form of releasing. Yeah. Uh, Jen, lots of sneezing, moving energy. Good. As I said, better out than in. Okay. So before you said you wanted to vomit. Yeah. So sometimes when we're doing a healing, particularly when you're working with like the root, it can feel very intense and emotional. So in a session with a client, there may be tears, but they don't last very long, guys. Tears are healthy. Right? When your eyes water, you're not broken, just so you know, right? You're meant to cry. And science discovered there's different types of tears. There's the tears of sadness, there's the tears of joy, and there's the tears I've got something in my eye, and they all have a different pH balance. Okay, so there's different types of tears. So when your eyes water, it's normal. It's a form of healing. So you're allowed to cry. Okay, and a kidney gives you permission to cry. You're allowed to cry. Okay, so sometimes there's an emotional release. So you might feel a discomfort, and then when the healing is done, there's the most common feedback we tend to get from our clients is, "Oh, I feel lighter. I feel freer. Thank you. I feel they tend to feel happy and joy and a sense of calm or zen tends to be the common feeling people experience at the end of a session. Okay, let's have a look. Feeling lighter. Yep, yep. Thank you, Claudia. Okay, Tatiana, crying happy tears. Good, beautiful. D is saying wowzers. Okay, Charlotte, I felt the cords release. It was incredibly intense drinking water now. Good, guys. Yeah, make sure you drink some water. Okay, Christina, much better. Okay, Noriko, fantastic, reloaded, beautiful, reloaded, rebooted. Um, Gary's asked a really good question here. What if we grew up in the stress of a mother who herself was stressed all her life? Very good question. So, coming back to our chart, we heal your seed, Gary. We heal your seed. So, whatever happened in your life that how it impacted you as a result of your mother being stressed. The next step I would do is we send the healing back in time. So one of the things we do, again, this is something you would learn on a Feeling Basic course, is when we make a change to a belief, we do it on four levels: core, history, genetic, and soul. So let me talk about like core is 0 to now, from the moment you're born to now. Genetic is basically in your DNA going 7 generations back. So when we change a belief on all four levels, this includes sending the healing back up the ancestral line 7 generations back. So your mother gets the healing, your grandmother gets the healing, your great grandmother gets the healing. Now, this, we can't interfere with free will. That's one of the laws in the universe, in theta healing. When using the energy of God to heal, you can't interfere with free will. So when we send this healing back in time to your mother still has the free will to accept or reject this new program. If she accepts it, great. Right? I'll give you an example. I have done quite a lot of healing on myself over the last 12 years, in fact, quite regularly. And when I, obviously, as I mentioned, when I heal my clients, I also get a healing too. That my family have changed, my father's changed, my mother's changed. I never did the healing on them. I did the healing on me, and their energy changed, because on some level, their soul, their higher self said yes to the change in the healing, and they got the healing. Okay, so you'll learn more about that in class, but you would then the next step after that, Gary, I would recommend is that have your mother booking for sessions. So as you heal your own stress and your own anxiety, is get sessions booked in for your mum so she can heal her stress, her anxiety, so she can improve her life as well. Okay, but don't underestimate that if you get the healing, that your mother's will energy will change as well. So really great question there, Gary. Okay, Gina, tears, but great now. Good. Georgina calls release. Yay. Good. Okay, Eva, crown, chakra, and head throbbing massively. Let's have a look. Okay, so there's a few people with this program. It's like somewhere you believe that you are not worthy of God's love, you're not worthy of God's healing, and so you're almost like blocking the energy coming in from the divine in through your crown chakra into your body. It's like it's trying to come in, but what you're doing is like you're putting a seal on it because you don't feel worthy, you don't feel good enough. You've got some beliefs around God, and again, it's very, very common beliefs about God is a judging God or a punishing God. Again, this is not the highest truth. It's just what's taught in some religions. So for everyone listening, including the replay, can we show the highest definition, understanding, perspective of what the creator of all that is? Okay, this highest definition of this beautiful energy of the divine that lives and moves through all things, and that you're worthy and deserving of receiving instant healing, that you're worthy and deserving of receiving the creator's love and support and guidance. Would you like this, guys? Thank you. Letting go of any vows, oaths, contracts to be punished, to be prosecuted. Anyway, you believe that God is a punishing God, let's release that. Beautiful. Okay, Eva, let me know how your crown chakra is now, my love. Okay, Xenia, I feel something very nice will happen. Yes, I love that anticipation, that good is coming to you. Okay, Cynthia, feeling sad. So as I'm tuning to you, Cynthia, there's some regret. So what are you regretting after the anxiety and stress and the painful lesson you went through? What is the biggest thing you regret? Because in that regret, there's a lesson. And so regret is where we hold on to the past. If only, if I had a different mother, if I went to a different school, if I dated a different guy, things would have been different. So you're stuck in like the past, and we need to get you from the past into the future. Because if you hold on to the past becomes your future. Okay. So let me know, Cynthia, what is this big regret that you're feeling in regards to the painful lessons of the past? Okay, karma. Good. Okay. Thank you, Lisa. She's saying, I'm the queen. Thank you. I think I was in a past life. Apparently, it was a very short reign. My castle burnt down. um, good. Beautiful. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Okay, so Dorota, you've got some pulsing in your right ear ringing. That's usually the angels trying to talk to you, and there's something you're not wanting to hear. So Dorota, I want you just to close your eyes and just open up your clear audience, just with intention. Open up your clear audience, and we're just going to unpackage this message and listen to the guidance of your angels. What awareness or guidance do you need to hear in regards to today's healing, or in regards to what's happening in your life right now? What do they wish you to know? And it might feel like you're making stuff up. Just go with it. Just trust. Breathe, let go, and listen. If you could hear, what would they be saying to you? So one of the things I'm hearing for you, Dorita, is like this too shall pass. It's like nothing's ever permanent. Change is the only constant. I'm just being shown like the seasons changing. And so whatever you're going through right now, it'll pass. The other thing I'm hearing the angels say to you, Dorita, is it's time to let go of the past. And there's some resentments you have that you need to let go of. Resentments. So we do resentment work in the advanced class. We do a deep dive on releasing hundreds of resentments in the advanced class. We have a process for that. But there's some resentments you're holding onto that's making it difficult for you to let go of what happened to you before, so you can be free to move forward in your future. But I'd love to know, Dorita, what did the angels tell you? What did the angels tell you? Okay, so we're going to command an instant healing, guys. So anywhere that you're feeling discomfort right now. So some people have mentioned in their sinuses, some people have said their heart. Anywhere you're feeling discomfort, I want you to bring your awareness to that part of your body. And we're going to make a command for an instant healing. So creative all that is, so this command send unconditional love into this space in the highest and best way, to be resolved in the highest and best way. Thank you. This done is done. Show us. Okay, so I'm going to witness the healing for you, but I want you to also witness your own healing. And so you might see, feel, sense as this beautiful divine light comes in through your crown chakra and flows into your body. And don't resist, don't push, don't direct. Just allow it to flow in like a beautiful golden waterfall in through your crown chakra and through your body to any area that you now have this discomfort. The more you let go, the easier it will be. Let go of your resistance, guys. Use your breath. Breath brings spirit into the body. Let it flow in. Resolve, dissolve. Good. Whew. Okay, nice deep breath. Open your eyes. Okay, good. All right, guys. Okay, so now we've a practitioner would release the seed, and now you ask this particular client, coming back to the scenario, how do you feel now? And because you've released the bottom belief, you've released how it serves her, what she's getting from it, the lesson, you trace her back to this situation now in regards to whatever anxiety or stress that she has. Okay. And so what I like to do with my clients is I say, at a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the situation? So I do it at the beginning, and she might say, well, it's a 7, or it might be a 10. And if she's on medication, she said, well, I'm on medication right now, so it's probably about a 4. I said, well, if you're not on medication, what would it be, right? And then at the end of the session, I'll say, okay, in relation to this issue, how do you feel now? Do you still feel like you will have no job, or do you still feel like the money's going to run out, or do you still feel like that it's dangerous for you to be visible? Like I ask her back about the situation, and again, the feedback is, okay, I feel differently about that now. She now has this awareness or learning, or he has now got this awareness or learning about this situation in relation to this issue. And in this example that we did today, it was around being visible, speaking up, having your needs met, expressing yourself, being seen, being heard and acknowledged, but it was through a difficult or painful scenario that somehow we have to go through some sort of pain. Okay, so last little clearing, guys, before we wrap up today. So can we release the belief that you have to go through pain in order to know that it's worked, that you have to go through pain and struggle and agony to know the healing is worked? Can we release that, guys? Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, good. All right, guys. So we're going to wrap it up today. Thank you so much for joining me. So this was a very general topic and a clearing on the topic of stress and anxiety. There's a lot more that I could go a lot deeper into the psychology of this topic. So if you are suffering from any form of anxiety or stress, then obviously reach out to our team, where you can book a one-to-one private session with one of our team, and one of our practitioners can find out what this seed is for you individually, because obviously everyone has got different stories, different experiences. Okay, so reach out to our team, book in your private session, and get this anxiety and stress resolved so you can claim your power. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you next week. Bye.